Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now let's talk a little bit of Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder news, right? Right. First of all, we know the fight's going to be pushed back. It's canceled. It's going to go back. It's not canceled, but it's just being pushed back. That's not a headline. Any fights that are being pushed back, if you're living on this planet right now, that's not a headline. It's not worthy of coming on here telling somebody fights are being pushed back. You're not watching other sports every day, right? So yeah, everything's pushed back. So that's just goes without saying actually. But one thing that Deontay Wilder said, a day ago was this. He says, of course I'm fighting Tyson Fury again, and don't nobody need to be surprised about that. But don't worry, we ain't. Ain't nobody surprised. Anybody that acting like they surprised that Deontay Wilder's gonna fight Tyson Fury again, there's something wrong with him. You haven't been, following the guy at all. Of course he's gonna fight him again. Anthony Joshua fought Ruiz again and looked worse, right? So, you get beat, you're gonna come back. And it was already contracted before, right? It had to happen. Same thing with Fury and Joshua. So you would have to basically back out of this fight. So from Deontay Wilder's perspective, I've told you before, it's one apiece, right? Actually, one apiece here. And when it comes to Deontay Wilder, he's sitting back, and I know he wants to say a lot of things. He's not going to say them. He's just sitting back watching. Because when you look at the fight, you're looking at, hey, wait a minute. Now this is Deontay Wilder's perspective and mine as well. It's like, wait a minute. So I got knocked down by a rabbit punch. Ain't nobody care about that at all. Actually, I'm supposed to get up and get some time to get all right, and they supposed to warn old boy, Tyson Fury. Ain't nobody even care that it's a rabbit punch, right? I could have been getting hit by a guy that's 40 pounds heavier than me with bare knuckle, right? I could have been getting hit. No one wants to investigate that. So I come out and say, hey, I felt like a zombie. Outrage. Hey, man, I probably ain't going to be wearing no 40-pound suits anytime soon. Outrage, right? Tyson Fury got the board gate, wild board gate. Don't nobody want to investigate. You sitting back and watching all that, you like, man, wait a minute. And then what I always say before, how many times do we go for Goliath over David? We going for Goliath here. I don't think it's a person of color, right? That's much bigger than his opponent that somebody gonna go for in America. You go for the small guy when in doubt. So everyone's going for Goliath, even if he's cheated, because they don't want to investigate. If he has, even I got hit with rabbit punch, no one cares about it, right? All of that stuff. What is hell Deontay Wilder supposed to come out talking to anybody? Deontay Wilder is supposed to be really, really obnoxious. Just really, I ain't talking to nobody. Get out of my face. That's what he's supposed to be doing. A Barry Bonds on people. Seriously, it just happened to a brother. Radio Raheem to this day that happened there because it was irked. Stop acting like you're blind and oblivious to what's going on, especially if you're around boxing every day and following boxers around and know way more or should than anyone else. And you act like you're oblivious to what's going on. I know that irks boxers because it irks people to just talking about it from time to time. This is what got me on here talking about it and not being monetized because it's something that just needs to be said, whether you're making money for it or not. Then you have to talk about other things and every day and just titles that I think that just are not really relevant, right? That's what you don't have to do. But I understand that people are doing that. That's a hustle. That's cool. But boxing irks you because it's just things like that just are wrong, right? Everybody in the public understands Deontay Wilder could quite possibly been cheated on, but no one really, really cares about it. So that's why he's like, man, well, whatever. But I tell you one thing, you ain't supposed to be surprised that he's gonna fight Tyson Fury again. Cause this fight here is like, okay, it's like that. That's what it's like. That's what this fight's called. It should be called the "It's Like That" fight. Because that's what Deontay Wilder is. Y'all gonna let him hit me in the back of the head and other things, right? Y'all gonna let that happen, and no one's outraged, no one's complaining about it. He getting up, looking at the referee, ain't nothing happened at all. I don't know this next fight. Deontay Wilder could quite possibly get disqualified. I'm just saying. This is something because I know how pissed off I would be, or any other person that's sitting back and watch this injustice. And most of the time, injustice against other people irks me. But if it's just against me, I'm looking here. So ain't nobody care about all of this? That would piss you off. So of course he's fighting back. Now let me say something Fury said that I think has relevance, has merit. Fury was talking. I can't quote. I'm just gonna paraphrase what he was saying. He was saying, Deontay Wilder's probably fighting me because of the money. He was dominated in the second fight, and probably shouldn't have took it, but it's money. He says he's probably needed again. He says a lot of American fighters go through money like they rock stars. He's talking about Mike Tyson, Holyfield, that kind of thing. Had billions of close to a billion. A whole lot of millions of dollars, and always seem to need some more money because they're going through it living like rock stars when they're not. That's what he said. So he said that's probably why he needs some money. Could possibly be. People have some big old crews. You know what I mean? People are gonna get in your crew if you're millionaire. You got people all over the crew just say, yeah, be in the back play, yeah. That yeah is worth a couple of thousand a month. You know what I'm saying? And that do another guy say yeah a couple of times a week. You know what I mean? So that is a valid point. Now Deontay Wilder has come out and said that he's getting rid of some of the snakes in his camp. There could possibly be some. You could see it how there's no outrage about him losing. Most people are so happy that they can't, focus on things that they should be focusing on. So that could possibly be in your camp. Learn about people when you're down. So that's just normal. I think anybody's camp, from somebody who's undefeated and then they lose the first time, you're going to probably see a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? It can happen. You go all the way to somebody even closer than just your camp. Somebody wants to be with the champ. All of a sudden you ain't the champ. Somebody don't want to be with him. You know what I mean? It's just the way life is. So he probably got a rude awakening, and he's clearing out that kind of thing too. Like I told you before, when I watched the fight the first time, um, and I heard about the gloves, I saw the rabbit punching, I saw the suit, and all of that. I'm saying something else was wrong with Deontay Wilder too, right? I don't know what that is. I got little theories, my own theories, right? But I don't want to speak them either. That's why I know it's probably very similar to what Deontay Wilder has to say. Something else besides the rabbit punches, besides Fury's glove hitting him with some bone on bone, and besides just his legs being gone because of that suit. Something else was wrong with Deontay Wilder because I don't miss his fights. Okay? I've never seen him all that tired and exhausted early in the fight like that. It was just ridiculous. I was like, who the hell is that? At the beginning. Right? You would say that, when last time I seen him looking like that was when he was hurt by Louis Real King Kong Ortiz in round 7 with some heavy ass shots, and he was still round 8 ready to go. You see what I mean? So I hadn't seen all of that. I've seen Deontay Wilder, to put his hands up a little bit and let a person get their shots off. But I mean, he recovers real fast. As a fit guy, natural fit. So what I'm saying is, I saw something that was ridiculous. So we're going to hear something eventually, but it makes no sense to say it, right? Makes no sense to say it because no one gives a damn. And so, seeing as though he knows that, okay, I might as well just keep this to myself because ain't nobody give a damn. I don't care what it is. We saw that. So let's see what happens going forward. Yeah, the fight's canceled. We don't know when it's gonna happen, but it's still the biggest fight in boxing, so that's why you're gonna talk about it. Um, yeah, I agree with Deontay Wilder. Listen, ain't nobody surprised a guy with a heart like that is gonna take the trilogy fight. I told you before, he has it all to gain now because he's the underdog, and Tyson Fury is all that, right? So that's the first time in his life, boxing life, that he can deal with this scenario, and it's a good scenario. So let's check that out. Doma Sports Talk worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.